When I was a little girl, I wanted to create. That's all I wanted to do with my life. I knew that from an early age I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to create. I wanted to create my own magazines. I wanted to reach people, touch people. I wanted to connect. I wanted to draw, create comics, be myself, show my authentic self. I wanted to document, scrapbook, art journal. I wanted to create what I saw in my mind and my heart and put it on paper, on the page, with paint, ink, pencil, textures, crayons, wax, oil pastels. Those are the tools of my heart. Those are the tools that I look to every day. Those are the things that bring me such joy. And even when I struggle with learning new techniques and stepping back into things that really made me feel such joy as a child and as a teen, that resistance is only a threshold guardian because it comes from fear. It is the eye through the storm. It is my third eye searching. And so today I'm here to tell you a little story about how my life has progressed creatively and how meditating with the High Priestess, with the wildwood, really connected me, with a part of myself that needed to hear the message of authenticity, integrity, and creating from my own heart. So I'm going to be reading you the little message that the High Priestess told me, and the High Priestess revealed herself to be me. And so this is a message from my higher self to myself, and something that I want to call upon, look upon, and feel every day of my life, for the rest of my life, to remind me not to be scared. And that if I am scared, that's okay. Because when you are an innovator, a creator, an entrepreneur, when you are creative, expressive, rebellious, wild, when you refuse flat out to live a life that does not suit you, that is not in your heart, that does not speak with your integrity, you are a warrior. And I believe that to be so. Not only that, I believe that everybody has the capacity to do this, that we can create our own reality, that we can create our own worlds, that we can manifest and express what we need to. Um, I no longer feel the need to live in fear of material. Um, in my heart, I know that if I was made to choose between money and home, and to be able to, to have to live a lie and live a job that, or a career or work in something that I just do not find passionate or find that sits in my heart, you know, I would much rather be sad and grieve and depressed and find loss in the passion that I have for the things that I have passion in my heart than to be living a lie like that. And I know a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people live that way. And I do think it is about waking up. But if you're comfortable in that lifestyle, that's okay too. Things take time. Creating a life, creating yourself, being yourself is a process. So she said to me, "It is time that we meet again. Come, look into your cauldron, look into the cup that the earth created for you, and together we will see what you want to create, not what you think that you should." When I was young, I wanted to be a journalist. I'd wanted to be a journalist probably since the age of 7. I didn't really have an idea of what a journalist meant back then. And even up until my 20s, I didn't realize the full effects of that desire. When I was, it was 2016, so when I was in grade 10, or year 10, as we call it in Australia, I left school. That dream died. Along with it came mental health issues, trauma, abuse, a series of damaging self sabotage, loss, and unworthiness. And that progressed and got worse and worse and worse. Over the years, I tried to take on courses and jobs to suit the needs of others. And all in the back of my mind, I had this intention of being a journalist. I wanted to create a magazine. Then I realized what a journalist was and what it meant and the power of that. And I realized that I didn't want to be a journalist anymore, not in the traditional sense. Alongside that, even since high school, I'd been told that I was great at business, I was innovative and creative, I was great at writing, even though my sentence structure and my English and my grammar was pretty poor, and it had been very, very poor. I have grown a lot in that respect as well. I knew that I had the capabilities to go far and the potential to be working in the industries that I really love to do. She, a couple of my teachers, especially my art teachers, recommended that, I go into journalism because that seemed like the right thing to do. And that, after a couple of years of working, um, freelancing wasn't really an option back then, but sort of, internships, going to uni, studying, doing the hard yard, I would actually be an intern, and then I could work my way up the ladder, and then I could work for someone else's magazine. I didn't really know what magazine I wanted to work for because the magazines that I wanted to create weren't really out there at the time that I knew of. I love scrapbooking, but there was already a scrapbooking magazine, and some of the things that I suggested or sort of put into those magazines didn't really make the cut either. So I decided that that was not for me. Yet at the back of my mind, I knew that I wanted to create a magazine. I just didn't want to create it for somebody else. And yet I kept being told time and time and time again, you need to go to university, you need to do your journalism course, you'll go through these processes and then you'll be able to create something. And I just didn't understand why I would have to spend all that time, many, many years, working so that I could create something for somebody else. I knew that the purpose of going to university and schools is, and I still love it because I'm going right now. Back then, I thought it's a craft. You're honing a craft, you're learning, and I think the skills are important. I think learning is important, and fundamentally building off those foundations and new ways of looking are, universities and courses provide that. But I didn't want to work for other people. I just knew intrinsically, even then, that I didn't want to work or create for other people. And you go through the period of time, and I know some people have, and I'm sure other people have right now, where the perception is that it is incredibly lazy to be not in work. It is incredibly lazy to want to do something other than what everyone else is doing. And I think the times are changing, but there's still that work ethic. And like I said, I did courses, and then I realized that, why am I waiting? Why am I waiting to create what I want to create when I can create what I want to now, regardless of whatever anyone else perceives is correct, whatever, you know, mainstream path that we're told to go down. If you want to create a book, if you want to write a book, write a book. For me, as an author, I've been writing novels and short stories and poems my whole life. And each one that I write is a progressive journey in discovering who I am as a writer and finding my voice. And whether I share those with people or I don't, that's not the point. The point is to create. The point is to actually ask yourself, what do you want to create, not what you should be creating. And so, after many, many, many years of telling myself, if I want to create a magazine, I have to do these things. And in a light bulb moment, you don't have to do anything. You can just create the magazine. It won't be professional like that. It won't be stereotypical magazine. I won't have a whole office of people sourcing out stories and editing it and writing it up. But you know what it is? It is a creation from my heart. I have bypassed all those voices, all those choices, all those paths that tell you this is a way that you get ahead in this particular field. This is a way that you get ahead in creating something that you want to create. Bull fucking shit. You want to create something, guys? Create it now. Create what you really are driven to create. I've been working on this magazine for 2 months now, and it's slow. It is a slow process because I'm learning new digital skills. I'm learning where things go better. I've had to make a few adjustments to things over and over again. So it's like redrafting and sourcing out stories from, just figuring out whether I want to source other people's stories, I want to source my stories, and I want to do a bit of both eventually. But I cannot tell you how much my inner child is so happy right now, my adult, my teenager, to be able to create something, not to spite people, not to say, I know, I've done this because, you told me I can't. It's nothing to do with that. It is all about authenticity. It is all about your heart. It is all about creating from that space that, you know this is what you want to create. And, sometimes I feel like it doesn't matter if no one buys my magazine because I have created what I wanted to create from my body, my mind, my soul, my being, and I put everything into it. I put everything I am, everything I've learned, and I put everything I am learning into it. And progressively, I know that it will get better. I know that I will branch out. I know that my stories will evolve. I know that my content will grow as well as my interests do. And to be able to create something even as simple and majestic as an easing from your heart, I have no words, guys. It is a fantastic process. So if you guys are wondering, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why I choose not to go down that road that everyone, is told to go down, this is why. Um, some people may think it's stupid to go, oh, well, you might not make any money from it. That's not the point. The point for me is to grow as an artist and grow my skills and grow as a person and find my voice, because I know that when I do and listen to that voice and create from what I want to create, that's what attracts. That's what attracts the people I need in my life, and that attracts me to people who need me in their life. And through art, that's how opportunities are created, not through fear, not through dogma, not through. And I do think about hard work. I think there's a lot of work that goes into being creative, and you have to, not have to, but it's a good idea to be educated, it's a good idea to be skilled, but I don't think you have to grind yourself to do that. I don't think you have to grind yourself. If you're grinding yourself to create something, like really hardcore grinding to the point that you're sick, depleted, burnt out, depressed, shitty, resentful, why are you creating it? Why are you doing it? It's just not worth it. We are here for a reason, and I think the reason is that we have each got an individual path, and each skill set that we have has something new to offer to this earth. We have that power that is within us, and I really suggest that we actually access it and create from our heart. So my question is to you guys, what's in your cauldron? What's brewing? What do you want to create? What do you think you should be creating that you just do not want to? And yet there's a voice or voices either inside or outside that are telling you that you should be doing something. Whenever I hear the should be doing something, that's when I know I'm so in balance that I'm not in my own body, I'm not in my own mind, I'm listening outwards rather than inwards. So thank you guys for watching. I just thought I wanted to make this video today. I'm feeling like I want to share some more, so I'm feeling good. And I hope you guys are feeling good too. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.